just driving it out, marching it out. If you want the playlist, I did link it here and in the comments, so feel free to work out to music. And we'll take these into high knees. And I chose today not to wear shoes at my house, but feel free, obviously, to have your speakers on if that works for you. And then we'll take these into butt kickers, heels coming up high behind you. And then we'll come into a little side jump, coming into a Heisman, right foot and left foot. You're taking that weight over to one side and over to the other side. And then we'll take this just a little bit faster, taking 3 steps, and then that side jump. You can start in either direction, dropping the weight into the leg that is on the ground at the end of that 1, 2, 3. We'll go to each side one more time, and then come back into that jog. Maybe it's a little bit more vigorous than it was before. And then bringing it into your high knees. And finishing off with those butt kickers, really trying to kick those heels up high. And we'll come into that Heisman, so that side-to-side jump, taking the weight from the right foot to the left foot. And remember, if you're not jumping, you can just step this and find that contraction, compression in the hip. And we'll turn this into that 1, 2, 3 side step. Really dropping the weight again into the foot that is on the ground. Warming up those glutes and the lateral line of the body. We'll take it 2 more times to each side. 1 more time to each side. And finish out with just some nice simple squats, sumo style or plie squat, whatever you prefer this morning. Dropping the hips down, pushing through the heels, coming up, really finding that deep squeeze at the top. As always, arms can do whatever you want. If you just want them to hang out, they can hang out. If you want them to be active, move them a bit. Using that exhale breath to push through the heels. You've got 3 more. 1 more. Okay, quick little stretch, widen the feet out, turn the toes forward, bend into the right knee, find that side lunge. And then go ahead and turn towards that leg, your high lunge. Back thigh is long, back heel is off the ground. Let's go ahead and today just take the arms up. And then bring the hands to frame that front foot, a little different than we usually do. Keep the left hand down, sweep the right arm up for a twist. And then we'll walk to the long side of the mat. Take a moment to stretch the hamstrings here. Wide legs, heavy head. Deep breath in, bend the knees. Deep breath out, straighten the legs. 1 more time. Inhale to bend. Exhale to straighten. And then crawl yourself over to the other side. So left leg is forward. Find that high lunge. Long back leg. High back heel. And then opposite hand to foot on the ground. So right hand is down. Left hand is up. Find that twist. Then we'll come back through center, parallel feet. This time 3 breaths here, and you could choose to have really straight legs or kind of bent knees. You can move the hips around. Just let the head be really heavy though. And then we'll heel toe the feet underneath us. Once you get there, bend the knees, tuck the chin, slowly roll up. When you get to the top, reach up, look up, take a baby back bend. And then bring the arms by the sides. Give yourself a shake out. Grab a quick sip of water, and we'll get into our HIIT. So first things first section today is body weight. You won't need your tools just yet. Right leg will come out to the side. I'll take a side lunge into a hop. We'll stay on this side. If you're not hopping, you're still driving that knee up and really grounding through the left foot. So go ahead and set up that right leg out in a side lunge. I'm going to use my timer today so we're super precise. And here we go, 45 seconds on the clock. We're trying to get that heart rate up and move fast. As always, I move at a certain speed. Don't feel like, you have to go at my speed. You can go much faster. I wouldn't go too much slower though. So keeping that speed fairly rapid. As always, you can use your arms as a counterbalance to really get into the movement. Next cardio, we'll come down to the mat in a plank. You still have 10 more seconds of this side lunge hop or side lunge knee drive. Keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, next, frog jumps in plank. You're jumping your legs out as wide as your arms and back in. Sometimes we do the knees into the chest, but today we're going out to the elbows and back. Again, if you're not jumping, you're stepping. Everybody's butt is staying level. So none of this. It's not a hip lift and a hip drop. Try to keep your hips really level. That's the hard part. Okay, find that plank, and here we go. 45 seconds. Plank into those frogs. Remembering always, again, protecting your body, making those modifications if you need to for your joints or for injuries. Belly stays tight. Shoulders working strong. Time-wise, we're halfway there. Again, can you keep the pace rapid? Whatever rapid means for you this Sunday. Almost there, keep going. Last 3, 2, 1. Okay, setting it up for that side lunge hop with the left leg or that side lunge knee drive. Stand yourself up, here we go. So very little rest between each section of work. We'll take about a 30-second, 45-second break after the next move to get some water and grab our kettlebells. Pushing off of the 2 feet onto the 1 foot. Body is over to the left and then up to center. 10 more seconds to go. Keep going and stop. Okay, skiers, you can really use your arms here as much as you want. Toes stay forward, legs stay pretty close together. They could be slightly apart, but fairly close together. Hopping over to the right, hopping over to the left. If you're not hopping, it's a bent knee, quick little step is the mod. We're not turning the hips or the toes. So keep everything forward. Here we go. Coming down that hill. You can really take this as a big hop or a big high step between right and left, or you can stay low and get more speed. So totally up to you. Just try to keep the legs close. Pump those arms. You're swinging them forward and back. In case you haven't guessed yet, theme for today is lateral work, side body. We'll continue with the yoga, but you'll see a lot more side work today. Almost there for 5. And stop. Okay, taking 30 seconds or so. Let the heart rate come down, grab some water. Kettlebells next. Next 4 moves, we'll all use kettlebell. Proxy for a kettlebell is any weight. If you have a slam ball, if you have a medicine ball, if you have just a free weight, a bag of rice, whatever it is. We're coming into surrenders. You can choose whether the kettlebell is at your chest or overhead. We'll start on the knees. We'll step up, up, down, down, and see if every time you come off the ground, you can alternate the leg that initiates. So come onto those knees. Weight kettlebell is at the chest or overhead, and here we go. So we're standing up and we're kneeling down. And again, if you can just alternate knees and feet just to get a little more brain work happening, a little more brain to body connection. Your spine is really tall. Your core is really engaged throughout the up and the down. 15 more seconds on the clock. Working those legs, working that core. 5, 4, keep going. 3, 2, 1. Okay, next, forward lunge, alternating with rotation. You can start with either leg forward. As you come forward, you rotate your trunk to that front leg side, come back to center, feet together. Other leg, rotate to that leg side, back to center, 2 feet together. Make sure you have room to forward lunge, and here we go. Again, we're trying to stay fast in our pace, but careful and safe in our joints and in our form. You want that front knee over the ankle. You want that back knee under the hip-ish. So 2 bent knees here for your lunge. You're really tightening up the center to twist. Hips stay nice and square. Time-wise, 15 more seconds on the clock. Next, we'll work the hamstrings and the back. Whew, get a little bit off balance there. And stop. Okay. Next, alternating single arm deadlift. Toes are forward. We're not going to lift the feet today. Start with your object in your right hand. Belly to spine, flat back. We come down. Other arm is behind us. As we come up, we switch hands. Other arm behind us as we come up, okay? Again, try to keep the speed and the form. Flat back, belly tight. If you need to put a micro bend in the knees, go for it. But think about the strength in the back of the thighs. Strengthen the belly to support the low back. Inhaling down, exhaling up. Really push down into those feet. Hopefully your weight is heavy enough that you feel the challenge in this simple movement. 15 more seconds on the clock. We'll finish with kettlebell swings. And then we'll get into our loop bands after a quick little break. And stop. All right, kettlebell swings. Quick reminder, I think you all know the drill. Hips back, hips forward. Hips back in a squat, hips forward. You can do this holding both hands on the kettlebell, taking it into alternating hands, and you can go as high as you want, or you can stop at chest height. Find your squat, grab your weight, your kettlebell, and here we go. 45 seconds on the clock. Getting into that rhythm. Driving through those heels, pushing the pelvis forward, squeezing the glutes. Keeping that focus on the kettlebell so you're not breaking something in your house. Halfway there. Keep it going. Find that power in the trunk, in the glutes, in the legs. About 10 more seconds. Down and up. Last 5. And stop. Set down that kettlebell. Again, take a moment to hydrate. Locate your loop band. And if you don't have a mini loop band, don't fret. You're going to do all the exercises without the band. It's not a big deal. All right. Coming into some burpees. We'll loop the band around the shins. Different version of burpee today. We're going to come with the legs wide in a squat, narrow, legs narrow in our plank, jump out wide, jump back in narrow, come in. So it's wide, narrow, narrow, wide, narrow to come back to start. So no push-up with this, more about the squats and the open and close of the legs. As always, if you don't want to jump, you're stepping, okay? Start in that wide squat. And here we go. Out, in, narrow, wide, narrow, in. And of course, you're finding your own rhythm here, finding that speed. It's a little bit like hopscotch. Once again, we're working that lateral line of the legs. Turns of time. Over halfway there. Steady plank at the bottom. Make sure you're not dropping those hips. All right, let it go. More squats. Squat to donkey kick. Loop band still below the knees. Toes are parallel. Feet, though, are wider than the hips, so we're pushing out against the band. Make sure you have room behind you. Squat, donkey kick back with one leg. Squat, donkey kick back with the other leg. Here we go. Settle into that squat, and then push. You can look over the shoulder of the leg that's moving. You can add a little arm movement, whatever feels good for you. Pushing back, back, really using those glutes. Sitting low in that squat, we're at the halfway point. Almost there, 10 more seconds-ish to go. Pushing back. And stop. Okay, we'll take that band off of the legs and use it for the hands. If you don't have a loop band, this is where you might want to grab a weight. If you are using a band, you're going to loop it around the right foot. So it looks like this. You're going to hold the band with your right hand, and we'll row up and down. And you're in a bent over row position. Again, if you don't have a loop band, you're using a free weight for this or some object in your home. 45 seconds starts now. Belly tight. Again, we're going for that speed. Speed plus good reps. Elbow is close to the body as it comes up. Inside of the wrist faces your body. Collarbone is broad. Shoulders are relaxed. Weight is in the hips and in the heels. If you're feeling pressure in your low back, make sure your core is turned on. Belly to spine. Ribs in. 10 more seconds, and then we'll go straight to the other side. Last 3, 2, 1. Okay, switching those feet, switching the hands. 45 seconds starts now. Same deal. Inside of the wrist is facing your body. Elbow is going straight back. Weight is in the tush and in the heels. Belly is tight. Again, you're going for fairly quick reps. Your other shoulder is staying down and in line with the moving arm shoulder. We're going to finish up the HIIT section of class with some core and upper body. You have 10 more seconds of this though. And stop. All right. Again, we'll take 30 seconds, 45 seconds to rest. Stretch it out. Hydrate. For the core and the upper body, you don't need any equipment, just your mat. We'll start out with cross plank, toe, or knee tap, getting us prepped for our yoga. So in your plank, you'll take your right leg over to your left elbow, swinging onto the big toe side or the whole flat foot side of the back foot. You can either tap the left hand to the right knee as you come around, or you can tap the left hand to the right foot, come back to center, other way, back to center. So it does require rotation in your back, ankle, and knee, as well as the hip. So really make sure that you're coming into that side plank of sorts to come into the twist of the tap. 45 seconds, alternating sides, find your plank, and here we go. Time starts now. Again, you're kind of doing that delicate balance of speed and form. This requires a bit of coordination. So if you need to slow it down, not a big deal. Knee tap is just as good as the foot tap, particularly for my tight hamstring folks. If you feel open in your hamstrings, try that toe tap. Belly to spine, deep abdominals turned on, obliques turned on. 5. Keep going. And stop. Okay, next, plank. On your hands, ideally, but if you need to be on your elbows, elbows will work. Quick little demo. We're not coming into a stacked bone plank. We're actually coming into a plank where our shoulders are as physically far behind the wrists as we can take them without coming into a back bend and without coming into a down dog. It's not a down dog, it's a plank, but with down dog-like arms and that my shoulders are behind my wrist. It's hard. Feel free to do this on your elbows. Same concept. Your shoulders will be well behind your elbows. Core is tight. If you need to do this on your knees, that's another way to modify, is to come down onto your knees instead of being on your toes, but your belly is really strong. 45 seconds, here we go. Just holding here. Pulling that belly button in. If you're feeling strain in your low back, take that slight tuck where you pull the top of your hips closer to the bottom of your ribs. Pushing down into the hands, pushing out into the feet. Again, you could do this on your knees and still feel hella work in your shoulders and your core. 15 more seconds to go. You got this. Breathing in, breathing out. We'll come out of the world of plank in less than 10 seconds. And rest. You might want to take a quick child's pose or a quick down dog. We'll come on to our backs. Bicycle crunches with like a little bit of choreography. Hands behind the head. You all know bicycle crunch. Opposite elbow to knee, other leg straight. Today we will take it. One side, second side, first side, little pulse up. So it's 1, 2, 3, pulse up. 1, 2, 3, pulse up. Of course, you can go slower than that. You can go faster than that. Decide which elbow is coming to which knee first. Here we go. 45 seconds on the clock. 1, 2, 3, higher. 1, 2, 3, higher. Exhale, 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 exhale. Again, if you're like, this isn't really my favorite thing, slow it down. If you're really jamming at this, speed it up. 15 seconds. You got this. 5. And let it go. All right. Bonus moves, more than 4 here. Lift the legs overhead. Arms by the sides or hands underneath the butt. Similar pattern of the 1, 2, 3 that we did in the pulse. We go right leg down, left leg down, right leg down, lift the head and shoulders. Left leg down, right leg down, left leg down, lift the head and shoulders. You could also do this with your arms out to the sides. Just watch that your low back doesn't lift way off the ground. Keep it anchored. Belly tight, back down. Okay, legs overhead. Right leg will drop down first. Here you go. Right, left, lift, left, right, left, lift. You could even do this with your hands behind your head, just monitoring that low back. Really getting into that core today. Time-wise, 12 seconds to go. Don't give up. We only have 3 more moves, and we're done with that one. Okay, quickly come on up. Side plank. You can start on either side. You can be on your hand or your forearm, whatever works better for you. If you can today, try to stack your feet. If you're not stacking your feet, then you're in this mod. But if you have 2 straight legs, highly, highly recommend you stack your feet versus one in front of the other. More challenging. Lifting those hips up, we're going to take the hips down, 2, 3, up. So keeping with that 3 pattern, down for 3, up for 1. 45 seconds starts now. Inhale, 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 exhale, inhale, 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 exhale. So the exhale is on that lift, which is the hardest part. Beginning of the move, we move with gravity. End of the move, against gravity. Keep pushing down with your forearm or your hand. Halfway. On the 1, 2, 3, you might go all the way to the ground. You might not. The farther you go down, the harder it is to come up. 10 more seconds, you've got this. 2 more moves after this. And stop. Okay, go ahead and set up for the other side. Elbow or hand, down for 3, up for 1. Feet are stacked or bottom knee is on the ground, okay? 45 seconds starts now. Down, 2, 3, up, 1. Inhale, 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 exhale. Top hand, you can do whatever you want it to do. Working that side body. Making sure we're moving in all planes. Time-wise, 15 more seconds for this, and then just 1 more move. And then we'll get into that yoga. And stop. All right, team. Tricep push-ups, also known as chaturanga push-ups. And since we're about to go into yoga, really put on that chaturanga hat. Fingers are turned forward, palms are flat. Really key in yoga that you think about your hands like you would if you're standing on your feet. Wide fingers, the tips of the fingers, the knuckles, and the heel of the hand and palm are flat as you can get them. You're on your toes or you're modifying on your knees, but remember, if you're on your knees, it's not like a tabletop. Hips are intentionally forward and you're using your core. Inner elbows, they normally face each other. You actually want to roll them forward. So before we get into this, just take a moment to move your arms in the shoulder socket and then pause with them forward. From this place is where we bend the elbows. We stop halfway down. My chest doesn't go lower than my elbows. It's also not higher than my elbows. I just go right down and push right up, okay? 45 seconds, you do not have to go fast unless you feel like you can sustain. Here we go. Chaturanga push-ups. Inhale down, exhale up. You want your whole body to come down and up with you, so you don't want to kind of sag. If you're sagging your hips, that means you should be on your knees. On those knees to keep that core tight, to keep that back protected, so you build up the strength to do this on your toes. If you're on your toes, keep that good form. Inhale down, exhale up. 15 seconds to go, friends. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Child's pose, hips to heels. Let's take a moment to stretch those triceps. Elbows to the mat. Heels of the hands, fingertips together. Take your thumbs to the nape of your neck. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more time, inhale. Exhale. All right, release those arms. Bring yourself on up. Take a moment to grab some water. Towel yourself off if you need to. Then we'll dive into the yoga portion of class. You'll still see some side body work. Some of it will be work, some of it will be deep stretching, but we'll continue to focus on the side of the body in our practice. We'll start out today in down dog. So once you've hydrated, once you've let the heart rate come down, toweled off, done all those things, make your way into that down dog. Palms flat, middle fingers forward. Before we start to move, take a moment to feel your heels just starting to rest downwards. They don't have to touch the mat. Feel your head starting to weight downwards. And then in opposition, your shoulders are lifting up, your hips are lifting up. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Pick either leg. I'm going to start with my left so you can see what's happening here. Lift that leg up like a three-legged dog. So that square hip, toes are down, foot is flexed. And then take that leg that you have and move it out to the side. So I've got my left leg and I'm moving it out to the left. And then push into the hands and lift that leg back up. 2 more times. Your bottom knee could be bent. Inhale out to the side. Exhale up. Keep grounding into your hands. 1 more time. Inhale, leg out to the side. Exhale, leg up. Step that foot to the ground. Other side, watch your surroundings. Leg lifts, three-legged. Open the leg to its respective side. Bring it back to center. 2 more. As you do this, you want your toes to keep facing the ground so you're not turning out. Bring that foot to the mat. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Keep shifting the body weight forward, chaturanga. We just did all those push-ups. Pause here. Press back to plank. Hips high, down dog. We'll do that 2 more times. Roll forward past plank. Bend the elbows by the waist, chaturanga. Push up, plank. Back to down dog. Last time. Inhale forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Bend the knee around the body. Find a moment in this three-legged plank. Can you reach your knee to your nose? And then step the foot to the mat. Drop the left knee to the mat. Come on up. Interlace the fingers on the right thigh, and you can have the back toes tucked or untucked, whatever feels best. Take a moment to push your hands into your front thigh and to lift your belly and chest away from the hands, away from the leg. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Lifting your torso up. Right hand can stay on the right leg or just relax down. Left hand side bends to the right. So you should feel a really nice stretch through the left obliques, the hip, the outer thigh. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale. Taking that left hand to the mat. Bring the right hand to the mat as well. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee. Take a moment here in lizard. Try to pull your right inner knee towards your right outer shoulder. And then start to crawl to the long side of the mat. Folding forward like we did in our warm-up. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Turn the heels and toes out, goddess squat. Today we'll take our arms out to the sides, kind of like a funky little variation. You can do jazz hands if you want, or have your fingers together, kind of like a crab or a beauty pageant wave. And just start to shift your weight side to side. And then take a little bit of a circular movement. You can interpret that like me or on your own. Go the other way. And then let your arms, hands, or elbows rest your inner thighs. Pull the belly to the spine and think about that cat pose, tucking the chin, really rounding the back. And then inhale, let the belly relax. Pull the heart through, lift up. It's like your cow. 1 more time. Exhale, cat in the squat. Inhale, cow. Walk yourself to the front of the mat. Sweep your right leg up, bend the knee, open the hip. And then step that right foot forward. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Push the feet, stand all the way up. Reach up, look up. Before we do the left side, 2 180s. Fold over the legs. Inhale, half lift. Plant the palms, go through your full vinyasa. And whether you want to do your cobra or your up dog today, it's totally your choice. Meeting in down dog. Lift the heels high, look forward, bend the knees, taking steps or a hop. Inhale when you get there, half lift. Exhale, fold. Push through the feet, reach up, reach up, reach up. Exhale, dive over the legs. Inhale, half lift. Plant the palms, move through your flow. And if you're still feeling pretty jazzed from HIIT, maybe you hop into chaturanga. Maybe you do an extra chaturanga. We'll stay in down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee into the chest, pause. Your hips are in plank, your shoulders are in plank. Can you pull the knee and nose closer? Step the left foot down, drop the right knee down. Tuck or untuck the back toes, interlace the hands around the left thigh. Push the chest, the belly away from the thigh. 2 breaths here. Coming into that side bend. Left hand can stay where it is or dangle down. Right arm will reach over towards the left. So now we're feeling the right side of the body open up. Finding your breath here, one more round. And then bring your right hand to the mat. Bring your left hand to the mat. Both hands are inside of the left foot. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee. Lizard pose. Take a moment here. And then we'll crawl to the long side of the mat again. Forward fold, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. This time you have 3 breaths. And if you want to take a different variation of forward fold, you might want to grab your outer legs, bend your elbows, pull yourself down. You may want to walk your hands forward or back. And if you have a safe inversion practice, headstand, forearm stand, or handstand, and you want to practice pressing up, just make sure if you're coming into headstand and you're doing a tripod that you're in that chaturanga shape and it's the crown of your head that's on the ground. If you're playing with headstand, you are not hopping at all. And if you find yourself hopping, you may want to reconsider whether you're pressing up or whether you're bringing your knees onto your triceps and pushing up from there. That can be a little bit easier than coming from a straddle. And if you're forward folding, you're just hanging out. You're letting the neck get longer, the head get heavier, the hamstrings lengthen, the spine lengthen. And whatever you're doing, you have 2 more breaths to rock it out. Okie dokie. We'll meet back in that forward fold. Crawling ourselves to the front of the mat. Bend the back knee, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, stand tall, mountain pose, Uttanasana. Arms by the sides. 2 more rounds of Sun A. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, big fold over. Inhale, half lift. Find your plank move for your flow. Again, it's your practice, you're at home, you're kind of in that comfortable space, so making sure that you're doing what feels good. Legs together, lift the heels, look between the thumbs, step or float, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Mountain pose, reach up. We'll dive right back down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Vinyasa. And of course, you can skip these. You can go straight from plank into the lift of hips, down dog. We'll pause in our down dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Taking that sequence one more time, but instead of low lunge, high lunge, right leg lifts, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee into the chest, round forward. Use your shoulders, use your belly. Step the right foot between the hands. Keep the left knee and heel up. High crescent lunge. Instead of taking the hands on the thigh, we'll stay here, settling into that deep, long lunge. And then side bending, right arm can once again rest on the leg or dangle. Left hand reaches over to the right. Keep scissoring the inner thighs together, pushing through the big toe side of both feet. 1 more breath. And then instead of lizard, we'll open out warrior 2. Bend the right knee, straighten the left leg, lifting the arms up, extending the front leg. Exhale, back, warrior two. Twice more. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, press it down. One more time. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach to your straight back leg. And then exhale, side angle, reach to your front bent leg. We'll do that just one more time, keeping the length in the waist. Exhale, side angle. Opening up through that top shoulder a little bit. Start to turn the chest up, up, up. Bend the elbow, take the hand to either the low back or wiggle it to the crease of the front hip. And maybe you start to turn your head up. If you have a full bind in your practice, you can go ahead and reach that right hand under the thigh. If not, half bind is great. Keeps you open. One more breath here. And then slowly coming up and out, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten that right leg, that front leg. Windmill the hands around. Pause here. Left hand will stay on the mat. Right arm reaches up. We did this in the warm-up. This time, though, we'll come into Vashisthasana, which is Sanskrit for side plank. Opening out, right leg on top of left. Maybe that mod, left knee down. Maybe you get experimental hand to big toe pose, tree pose, leg lift. Take one more breath here. And then bring that right foot back to the front of the mat. Lower the left knee, untuck the left toes, come down into a relaxed lizard. Some of you may want to take these front toes and turn them out and also widen the stance. Go for it. And you've got 3 more breaths. If you'd like to turn this back leg into a quad stretch, if you'd like to add a twist for the shoulder and chest, go for it. One more round of deep, full breath. And then slowly bringing that right hand down. Tucking the left toes, lifting the left knee, sweep the right leg up, bend the knee, open the hip. If you'd like to flip the dog, you can turn the left heel to the left. Lift your chest up as your right foot comes behind you. Wherever you are, we'll meet back and down dog. Either you can stay here or flow through a vinyasa. We'll take all of that on the left side. Before we do, big breath in, full breath out. Left leg sweeps, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, keep the hips square. Left foot to the mat, chest lifts, arms lift, high crescent lunge. Taking a moment here, keeping the fingers lifting, dropping the hips down, And then side bending to the left. Left arm can relax, right arm reaches overhead. Keep scissoring those inner thighs towards each other to find that strength. And then coming back up, warrior two. Left leg forward, right leg back. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, keep the back leg straight, side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle. Staying here, opening the top side of the body up, up, up. Bend that top elbow. Take the hand, either just rest it on the sacrum or wiggle it to the left hip crease. If you want that full bind, lower down, but keep the chest open. Take one more breath here. Windmill back, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach up. Exhale, press, warrior two. Twice more. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, warrior two. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten that front leg. Reach back, reach back, reach back. Windmill the hands. Right hand is inside of the left foot. Left arm is up. Vashisthasana, that side plank of your choice on the second side. So we're stacking the left side of the body over the right. Keep pushing down into the right hand or the right forearm. Take one more breath. And then we'll bring that left foot back forward. Drop the right knee. Maybe untuck the toes and come into a relaxed lizard. And this can be done with inner knee and outer elbow and shoulder connected, or adding some turnout. And then if you want more stretch in the back leg and that front shoulder, you can add that twist, that quad stretch. 2 more breaths here. Slowly unravel. Wiggle that foot in, both hands to the mat. Inhale, left leg sweeps up. Bend the knee, open the hip. You can stay here or flip. If you're flipping, right heel over to the right, left foot back, lift the chest. Wherever you are, come back, down dog, roll through a vinyasa or stay. And you have 2 breaths. You could stay in down dog. You could drop to child's pose. You could grab some water. So whatever you need to do, take some time for yourself here. All right. One more standing flow. From down dog, come to the top of the mat, zip the legs together, lift the heels, look forward, floating or stepping. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Push through the feet, reach up, reach up, reach up. Arms side to sides. We'll take chair, airplaning the arms. Feet can stay hip distance, toes are forward, sink back, arms come back. We'll bring the right arm forward and the left arm back and begin to look over the left shoulder. From here, weight in the right foot, lift the left foot, push all the way up. You're still in a twist. Now it's a one-legged mountain. 2 choices. Choice number 1, right hand outside of left thigh, leverage that twist more. Choice 2, right hand outside of left pinky edge of the foot, maybe straightening the leg. Wherever you are, 2 more breaths. Big inhale. Big exhale. Big inhale. Big exhale. Slowly unravel. Square your chest forward. Rebend your left knee. Open the left knee out. Set up warrior 2. Right leg is forward. Straighten the right leg. Hips go back. So hips go way, way back. Reach your front arm forward and pause. Notice how long your waist is on both sides. Keep the length, but just tip your arms. So now they're in a T. You can just push for today the back of your bottom hand against the inside of your bottom calf. Maybe you turn to look up to that top hand. And if you feel like you're going to lose your balance like I almost did, make sure your feet are grounded. Take 1 more breath here. And then half moon, top hand to the hip. Look at the ground. I didn't ask you to have a block or a water bottle in front of you. We're going to try this today without any tools. 2 choices. You can lean down and take your fingertips to the ground if you're feeling like a little tenuous about this. Or you can intentionally hover this hand above the ground, push that bottom foot down, use your strong back leg and lift up, up, up. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Breath out, warrior 2, soft landing. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten your front leg. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step to plank, move through your flow. 1 more side, standing poses. Zip the legs together, lift the heels, bend the knees, float or sit. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Stand tall. Chair pose, airplane the arms. Sit low, reach back. This time, right arm stays back, left arm reaches forward. Coming into that T twist. Weight goes into the left foot. Right foot hovers. Push up. One-legged mountain with a twist. Remember, option 1, left hand to right thigh. Option 2, left hand to right pinky side of foot, straightening the leg. Wherever you are, 2 breaths. If your leg is straight, rebend it. All of us come out of the twist in the torso, square up, one-legged mountain. Open this right leg back, warrior 2, left leg forward. Straighten the left leg, pull the hips back. So really kind of exaggerate the hips pulling back so that you have space to reach out, 1, and down, 2, maybe looking up to the top arm, finding your breath. One more round of breath here. Top hand to the hip, bottom arm can reach down to actually touch the floor or stay up. Everybody's eyes, at least to get into half moon, look downwards. Feel that pressing down of the standing leg, lifting that top leg up. Push the heel back. This is a lot of action for the top leg. It should not feel unactive. One more breath here. Gently land warrior 2. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten that left leg. Exhale, hands to the mat. Go through your flow. From here, widen the feet in down dog. So take the right foot to the right edge, the left foot to the left edge, and walk your hands about midway to the mat. Walk your hands back until your heels can flatten, even if your knees are bent. Left hand pushes to the center of the mat. Right hand comes around to thread to the outside of the left leg. Notice if your hips have wiggled off to the left. Try to keep them square. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, switch sides. Ground through the left foot as you twist to the right. Find your breathing. Big inhale. Big exhale. Big inhale. Exhale, come on out. Walk yourself into a tabletop. Untuck the toes. Inhale, drop the belly, pull the heart through, cow. Exhale, push into the hands and shins, round your back, cat. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Coming back to sit. And today, instead of taking half pigeon, we'll take double pigeon. Either leg can start. I'll demo with my right leg starting down. We want that shin parallel to the edge of the mat, whether you're facing the side of the mat like I am or the front of the mat. And then the other leg, the other shin has 2 choices, a lot of choices in yoga. Choice 1 is the pose itself, fire log double pigeon. The shins are stacked, the feet are flexed. This doesn't anatomically work for everyone. So option 2 is to cross the shins, like sometimes we start class in that Sukhasana. So whether you're crossed in your shins or stacked, take a moment to bring your hands behind you. Press into your fingertips and see if you can lift out of your shoulders, out of your hips. And then from here, you can start to crawl forward. And it's fine in this double pigeon if your top knee is really high away from your bottom foot. As you start to fold forward, the gap will close a little bit. And then you can relax your head. 4 rounds of breath. However far you are in the fold, start to come up. Before we do the second side, open the legs wide for that middle split, that Upavishta Konasana. Today we will not fold forward, we will just side bend. Lifting the toes towards the ceiling, making sure the knees are also facing up. Root through your left butt cheek to stretch to your right leg. Notice if that left hip has lifted and there's space between your butt cheek and the floor. Ground it out, even if it means you don't go as deep into the side bend. Take a deep, full inhale. Exhale, come up, switch sides. And if you want to make this a hand to big toe variation, by all means, you can lower yourself and grab your big toe or the pinky side of your foot. Exhale, lift yourself up. Wiggle those legs in, give them a shake, and we'll take our Sukhasana or our double pigeon on the other side. So if you went with me, you'll now have your left shin on the bottom, right shin on the top, whether that's crossed or stacked. If you're stacked, just remember to flex your feet. If you're crossed, it's easier to point your feet, actually. Fingertips behind you. Root through the fingertips to lift up. Notice if you're kind of punching into your shoulders. Give your shoulders a break from doing a lot of work for you. And then start to crawl forward, fold forward. And if you notice that this hip opener feels more intense than half pigeon, it should, it is. So just doing the best that you can and not feeling like it has to look a certain way. As long as you're feeling an opening and a stretch in that top leg hip, you're doing great. All right, slowly lift yourself up. One more time, we'll come into that Upavishta, that middle split. Again, we will not fold forward. We will fold, we'll just fold at a diagonal. Toes up, knees up. Turn your torso towards your right leg. Left hand is inside of the leg, right hand is outside of the leg. Root through the fingertips, lift up. Again, notice if you're putting a lot of pressure in your shoulders. Relax down, lift up and out, and then start to crawl towards that leg. Like the side bend, watch the opposite butt cheek from where you're diving down. Sometimes it wants to lift. Keep rooting, even if it means you don't go very far. Full breath in, full breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, come up, switch sides. Framing the left foot, fingertips down, lift up and out, almost like we were levitating, and then crawl out. Chest faces the leg, belly faces the leg, watching that opposite hip, finding your breath. Exhale, bring yourself on up. Ooh, shake those legs, wiggle them in. If you turn to the side of your mat like me, come back to face the front of your mat, and we'll lay on down. One back bend, bridge or upward facing bow, which is commonly called wheel. 5 breaths. Bridge, arms are by your side. Wheel, you're bending your elbows up to the ceiling and planting your palms. Everybody, knees parallel, feet flat. Inhale, lift your hips up. Taking this, as we often do, as more of a front body stretch than a back body strengthener. Yes, there is strength in the back body, but see if you can take this more as a stretch than as a muscly strength shape. Finding your breath. One more round of breath. And slowly lower down. Take the feet to the edges of the mat. Let the knees knock into center. You can stay still or windshield wiper the knees, whatever you prefer. And then I'll let you decide how you finish your practice. Is it a happy baby? Is it a plow or a shoulder stand? Is it a supine twist or another hamstring stretch? And if you feel just kind of tapped out, you don't really want to have to think about something else to do, you can dive right on into your Shavasana. And we'll meet here whenever you're ready to. Once you do find your Shavasana shape, really letting the body drop into the mat, into the floor, letting your eyelids get heavy, letting your jaw relax, maybe noticing too if your tongue is lifted to the roof of your mouth, let your tongue relax. And I'll bring you out of Shavasana in a minute or two. And staying here and completely surrendering to that stillness. A deep, full inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, big exhale. And start to move the body however it feels good to you. Fingers and toes and hands and feet are a good place to start. We did all of that side body work today, so you may want to stretch your right arm and leg away from each other and then get higher in the stretch with your left side, almost like you're kind of crawling up on your back. And from there, you'll come into a fetal position, right hip or left hip. And we dove into our practice after HIIT. We didn't set any intentions, but feel free to take the next moment or two to set an intention for the remainder of Sunday or for the week ahead. How do you want to approach this week, and what do you want your mindset to be? When you're ready to, we'll meet in a comfortable seat. As always, you can rest your hands palms down or up on your legs, or if it feels okay, hands in prayer at the chest. We'll all bow the chin ever so slightly. Heavy eyelids or closed eyes, finishing up with 2 more rounds of breath. Deep, full inhale. Big exhale. Breathing in and letting go. The light and teacher in me sees and honors the light and teacher in all of you. Happy Sunday.